This is BHAMBRA here for PSB Sports with the Dillian Whyte versus Lucas Browne press conference here today in London. It's just been announced, fighting on the card, Frank Buglioni against Callum Johnson. Frank, how you doing?
Yeah, very well, thanks, Pav.
Frank, firstly, talk to me a bit about the fight that's just been announced. Obviously, it was originally meant for the Joshua Pulev card, and well, Joshua attacked him in the end, and it's now been made a few months later. Callum Johnson's supposed to get clearance from his doctor later this week. So, what's your mindset now heading into that fight?
Great fight and very good opponent, and fingers crossed everything comes through. I don't see why not. Callum Johnson's a very good opponent. He's a live opponent. He's unbeaten. He's Commonwealth champ and he's mandatory challenger. So for me to win the British outright and do it in fashion against 4 undefeated fighters and set history, then he's a man I need to fight. So it's one I'm very much looking forward to. Absolutely,
and obviously, you know, if we go back to October, obviously, you know, it was a pretty late pullout, obviously, from Callum Johnson. I'm sure it must have been difficult for you maybe to switch opponents, or is it a fighter's mindset? You'll fight whoever's in front of you.
To an extent, so Gallagher tried to slip Jose Burton in, and I'm not going to do Jose Burton or Joe Gallagher any favours, so dismissed that. And then Craig Richards, he stepped up to the plate, fair play to him, showed tremendous heart and courage, and he was very tricky in there. So that was a good fight, and it was a fight against another undefeated fighter, so it was a good opponent. If Callum Johnson doesn't pass the medical, which I'm sure he will, then announce the Jose Burton fight, get it made with the right notice, 6, 7, 8 weeks notice, and I'll fight. No problem at all.
And obviously, you know, over Christmas and the New Year, have you just been ticking over the gym, or have you sort of had opponents and mindset in which you've been preparing for their particular style?
I've been working on a couple of weaknesses, an injury. I've been working on an injury that I've had for a long time, and I finally got the clear from it. And I'm very excited about what 2018 brings, because my power's increased, I'd say 30–40%, and you're going to see that in my fights.
Yeah, sorry, I know you just mentioned obviously you had an injury that was bothering you for a while, so can you give us a bit of insight into that, what that was?
I can't give you too much information about the injury because I don't want to kind of show my weaknesses or show anyone else that, but it's made a big difference for me. And just in case it ever comes back, which I'm sure it won't, but I don't want to make people aware of it, you know. So no, I'm excited. I think it's finally gone. It come around maybe my second, I think my third pro fight, leading into the third pro fight. I've had it all them years. And if you remember my fights before that, Sabir Monteith and Paul Morby, there was 2 first-round knockouts, and that power and the snap was there. Well, that power and that snap's back, and I'm light heavyweight, I'm even bigger, so I've got even more.
I have to admit, I've got to throw something out there. I remember one fight I watched of yours, really fought Andrew Robinson.
Yep.
That was a great fight. Obviously, it was a real traders fight, wasn't it? And you guys were throwing bombs till the end.
Yeah.
So I mean, what fight that was as well, looking back.
I caught him with one left hook, and I dropped him heavy. But the difference is now, if I catch him with the same shot, he doesn't get back up. And the same with, I caught Chudinov, I dropped him. I want it so that he doesn't get back up. When I caught Jose Burton with overhand right and then he went down, I want him to go down and stay down there and then. So that's what you're going to see now. You're going to see more one-punch finishes.
And obviously, I've got to ask you about the whole, sort of British title situation. I know obviously, and with the Anthony Yarde situation last year, the offers that were made, Hosea Burton. What's the current update in terms of you potentially fighting Yarde? I know you talked about the Burton rematch. You said in the press conference you want to clear up domestically. What's the situation there, Frank, at the moment?
So Anthony Yarde, he can't fight me for my British for 12 months because he pulled out of a final eliminator. Because he pulled out of that fight with Jose Burton, he now can't fight me for my title for 12 months. But that being said, when I beat Callum Johnson, I'll drop the British title and I'll fight him for any other titles. So if they really want that fight, after I deal with Callum Johnson, let's get it on. And the same to Jose Burton. If he really wants to fight, give me the 6–8 weeks notice, and I'll gladly fight him. I'll gladly knock him out.
Obviously, now you move up to light heavyweight. You've even said yourself before in interviews that you feel more power in your punches. You feel stronger, and obviously even Anthony Yarde's known to be a puncher as well. Obviously, Jose Burton's got a slightly different style. With that fight, you sort of broke him down.
Jose Burton can punch.
But yeah,
don't worry about that. Jose Burton can punch, and if Jose Burton and Anthony Yarde were to fight, as much as I don't like Burton, he beats him and he probably stops him. But Anthony Yarde, he knows that because the taller guy, it doesn't suit his style, so he didn't want that fight, and that's why he pulled out the final eliminator. He made excuses about Burton not being worthy or being knocked out, and he wanted to fight me, or this, that and the other, but he made excuses because he knew he'd get beat. So yeah, there'll be no excuses. I'll make sure that there's no excuses for them to pull out, and if they do pull out, it's simply because they don't want to fight me and they know what the result's going to be.
Obviously Anthony Yarde's next fight has been announced on February 10th at the Copper Box.
Yep.
I mean, you know, supposedly you keep winning, he keeps winning, and that British title's on the line. What do you believe happens in that fight, Frank, if it does happen?
If I fight Anthony Yarde, I stop him inside 6. Simple as that. I don't know who Anthony Yarde's next opponent is, but all I can imagine he's probably got a high box rec ranking, but he's probably got no notable wins. He's got probably no power, and he's probably 40 years old. So yeah, his opponents have been a joke.
And obviously Frank, how's everything been in the gym at the minute? Obviously I know working hard with Don as well. Derek's always there in the gym as well. So how things are at Punch London at the minute?
No, the training's been fantastic, and I've ticked over all the way over Christmas, all the way over New Year, doing certain things. And as I say, I'm very excited about putting these new improvements into place in sparring and in the fights. So watch this space. 2018 is going to be a good year, and it's going to be a lot of knockouts.
Well, Frank, we cannot wait to see them. We thank you very much for your time, and we'll hopefully see you at the gym soon.
Top man. Cheers, man.